Hi, and welcome to the Brookshire Brothers Country of Origin Labeling Training Module. Today we will be going over rules and procedures regarding country of origin labeling, also known as COOL. COOL is a labeling law that requires retailers to provide information to consumers regarding the source of certain foods referred to as covered commodities. The intent of this law is to provide consumers with additional information on which they can base their purchasing decisions. Firms who must follow these rules include all who are considered retailers as defined by the Perishable Agricultural Commodities Act. Brookshire Brothers falls under this definition and therefore must follow all guidelines. There are several exemptions to those who have to follow this rule, such as restaurants, salad bars, delicatessens, and other food service establishments located within retail establishments that provide ready-to-eat foods. Brookshire Brothers delis are included in this exemption and therefore do not have to provide country of origin labeling in their ready-to-eat foods. Covered commodities, which are the items that must have COOL information at the point of sale, include fresh and frozen fruits and vegetables, wild and farm-raised fish and shellfish, muscle cuts and ground of chicken, lamb, and goat meat, raw peanuts, pecans, macadamia nuts, and ginseng. We will now talk about processed foods, which are excluded from COOL requirements. Processed foods are considered items that are derived from a covered commodity by undergoing a change of character or by being combined with another food component. Change of character results from processes such as cooking, curing, smoking, or restructuring. This includes items such as fried chicken, canned vegetables, smoked trout, fish sticks, etc. Items such as these have undergone specific processing resulting in a change of character and are therefore excluded from COOL requirements. Covered commodities that have been combined with another covered commodity or substantive component are considered processed foods and are excluded from COOL requirements. This includes items such as sausage, mixed fruit cups, stuffed chicken, etc. When considering the change of character segment of the processed food definition, the following activities do not change the character of the commodity: blanching, chopping, cutting, dicing, removal of a seed, skin, stem, etc., polishing, slicing, trimming, waxing, adding sugar, or adding ascorbic acid. Now that you know what COOL is and what are and are not considered covered commodities, we will discuss the appropriate methods for presenting the country of origin information to our shoppers. COOL is meant to benefit our customers, so it is important to follow the rules for properly presenting the country of origin information in our stores. Country of origin designation may be typed, printed, provided it is conspicuous, in conformance with other federal labeling laws, and does not obscure other labeling information required by other federal regulations. The declaration of country of origin, and for some covered commodities, the method of production, must be legible and placed in a conspicuous location so as to render it likely to be read and understood by a customer under normal conditions. COOL labeling options at the point of sale include placard, sticker, twist tie, sign, band, pin tag, label, check boxes, or other display. You may use PLU stickers to convey country of origin information. However, the majority, meaning 50% or more, of the product must contain a sticker. Each individual item of produce does not have to have a sticker, and there is no need to add country of origin information on a sign when the information is on the PLU sticker. Note that stickers are not 100% effective. Therefore, if stickers do not adhere to the product, an alternate labeling option must be applied. When labeling covered commodities with country of origin information, there are some important things you should keep in mind that you should not do. You should not use symbols or flags alone to convey COOL information. They should always be accompanied by the country name. You should not use the disjunctive term or. For example, saying a commodity is a product of Thailand or Vietnam would not be acceptable. You should not use the term and or. For example, saying a commodity is the product of Canada and or Mexico would not be acceptable. You should not use the term may contain. For example, saying a commodity may contain products from US and Mexico would not be acceptable. Another distinction to be wary of when labeling covered commodities is the use of the adjectival form of a country name. As you may know, there are many varieties of produce and fish. Some varieties are named for a specific country, but may be grown or caught in other parts of the world. An example of this is Chinese eggplant. This is the name of a variety of eggplant that can be grown in other parts of the world, including the US. Another example would be the Chilean sea bass. Chilean is the name of a variety of sea bass that can come from countries other than Chile. Using the variety name as a country of origin designation in these cases is not acceptable. On the other hand, using the adjectival form of a country name as a country of origin designation may be acceptable as long as it describes where the product is from as opposed to the variety name. Brazilian mangoes are mangoes grown in Brazil, for example, and Scottish salmon is salmon from Scotland. Using the adjectival form of Brazil and Scotland in these cases are acceptable cool declarations as they refer to where the product is from and not a variety of the product. Now we will go over country abbreviations for cool declarations. Here is a list of acceptable country abbreviations. With the exception of these few abbreviations listed here, when labeling country of origin designations for covered commodities, the country of origin needs to have its name fully typed out. When labeling covered commodities with country of origin information, the USDA allows state postal abbreviations to be used for products coming from states within the United States, as well as some state marketing programs such as Arizona Grown. However, Brookshire Brothers has elected to only use country labels and exclude state labeling. So, if you have a product that is from Texas or another state, please label it as product of USA. This also applies to regional designations. While the USDA allows some regional designations to suffice for country of origin labeling for some covered commodities, such as grown in the Hudson Valley, Brookshire Brothers has chosen to exclude this type of labeling and go purely with country designations. For remotely purchased products, such as internet sales and home delivery sales, retailers must provide country of origin notification either on the sales vehicle or at the time the product is delivered to the consumer. We will now discuss cool rules and regulations as they pertain directly to produce, nuts, and ginseng. Under cool regulations, perishable agricultural commodities, peanuts, pecans, macadamia nuts, and ginseng all must be labeled with the country of origin information. Perishable agricultural commodities are considered fresh and frozen fruits and vegetables of every kind and character that have not been manufactured into articles of a different kind of character. Remember when labeling produce that processed food items are excluded from cool and do not have to be labeled. This encompasses produce commodities that have undergone a change of character or been combined with another food component. When considering what constitutes a change of character, that these common activities done do not change the character of the commodity, because the result of any of these activities is still the same commodity. For example, a peeled banana is still a banana. A waxed apple is still an apple. Therefore, produce that have undergone any of these activities are still considered covered commodities under cool regulations and must be labeled. While dealing with produce, you will often come across grade standards on the labeling. U.S. grade standards such as U.S. number 1 or U.S. number 2 are reputable symbols of the quality and integrity of American agricultural product set by the United States Department of Agriculture. They describe measurable characteristics of quality and condition of fresh produce. When packaging produce together to be sold as a unit, grade standards come into play when considering country of origin designations. In the event you are selling different varieties of the same species that fall under the same grade standards, the unit is considered a covered commodity. Secondly, in grade standards applied to produce commodities on consumer-ready packaging does not necessarily reflect the country of origin and therefore may not be used as a country of origin declaration. For example, a U.S. number 1 grade on a sack of potatoes does not automatically mean the potatoes were harvested in the United States. U.S. grade standards can be applied to produce from many different countries. Again, different varieties of the same product are covered by cool and require country of origin labeling. For example, a 5-pound bag of assorted apples containing Granny Smith, Gala, and Fuji apples would require cool as they are just different varieties of the same product. A package of stoplight bell peppers would be another example. However, combined produce such as a salad mix or a container of strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries would not be covered commodities as they are different products being packaged together and therefore fall under processed food due to being combined with another food component. In this next section, we will go over determining the origin of a commodity. Retailers must rely on suppliers to provide accurate information about the country of origin so that they can in turn provide accurate information to the consumer at the point of sale. Therefore, both direct and indirect suppliers of covered commodities are required to conform to COOL requirements. Suppliers have three options on how they provide country of origin information to their retail customers. They may convey COOL on consumer-ready packages such as a PLU sticker or plastic clamshells. They may convey COOL on master shipping containers such as a box or bag, or they may convey it in a document used in the normal course of business such as a shipping manifest or an invoice. Any products delivered to your store from our warehouse on a Brookshire Brothers truck will use the latter option. We will go into more detail on this in the record-keeping section of this module. Promoting locally grown produce is great marketing for communities. However, for the purpose of COOL, locally grown is not an acceptable COOL declaration. This is because locally grown can have many different definitions, whether that be products produced in the same state, the same country, or within 100 miles of the store. A sign stating "fresh from local growers, just look for the stickers" is appropriate locally grown marketing. However, it is expected that the stickers will have more specific information as to where the commodity was harvested. For items produced in the United States, you may use the U.S. origin claim. You may label a United States origin product as product of the U.S. or USA, produce of the U.S., U.S. grown, U.S., or USA. When there are multiple countries of origins for the same commodity in the same display or package, the country of origin declaration must represent all countries that are included in that display or package. For example, a display of sweet potatoes can contain a sign stating product of U.S. and Mexico, and a stand of Red Delicious apples may contain some PLU stickers with USA and some PLU stickers with Canada. When providing country of origin designations at the point of sale, the COOL declaration must be specific to the contents of that package or display. In other words, do not list all potential countries of origins when the actual origin is not consistent with that statement. Take the display of sweet potatoes, for example. If the display only contains potatoes from the U.S., it is not acceptable to list the U.S. and Mexico as potential countries of origin. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Border Protection, has country of origin labeling jurisdiction on all imported goods. The origin declaration for imported produce, nuts, and ginseng will be determined by Customs based on the importing documents. The origin declared will be the country where the item was harvested. Before we move on to the final section, here are some examples of acceptable and unacceptable country of origin labeling. In this next section, we will transition away from COOL, notification, and labeling and take a look at Brookshire Brothers' regulatory requirements with regard to maintaining records. Retailers are responsible for maintaining records for 1 year from the transaction date. All records may be electronic and/or hard copies. The purpose of record keeping is to ensure that we are conveying accurate country of origin information to consumers as provided by our suppliers. Suppliers have options as to how they convey country of origin information to their retail customers. Therefore, the types of records and contents of those records will vary. Some records may be in the form of a shipping manifest or invoice. Other records may be in the form of a box. To clarify, a pre-labeled package is considered a cover commodity that has the commodity's country of origin and method of production and the name and place of business of the manufacturer, packer, or distributor on the cover commodity itself, the package in which it is sold to the consumer, or the master shipping container. For cover commodities being shipped to your store from our warehouse, the warehouse load sheet manifest will constitute the necessary COOL record. When a Brookshire Brothers truck from our warehouse arrives at your location, the truck driver should have the warehouse load sheet manifest. This contains all the items being delivered from the warehouse to your store, as well as the needed country of origin information for each of those items. The truck driver should hand the warehouse load sheet manifest to the DSD clerk who should in turn be filing it in your store's DSD manifest binder. Remember, the country of origin information must be retained for 1 year for USDA country of origin labeling traceback inspections. Generally, the DSD clerk should keep the manifest in the binder through the current month, at which time it can be transferred to the box for storage at the store for the rest of the year. This concludes the Brookshire Brother Country of Origin Labeling Training module. If you have any questions or concerns regarding COOL, you can contact the Brookshire Brothers Food Safety Compliance Officer at 936-295-5461, a member of the Brookshire Brothers Training Department at one of our extensions. You can also visit the USDA's COOL website for additional information. Thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate all that you do. As you continue to implement these rules at your store, remember that this is about providing the best possible experience for your customer as they shop with someone they know.